Hi everyone, I'm Tarun and welcome to Ctrl-Alt-Evict channel. And today we are discussing about the longest consecutive subsequence problem. And this is the lead code problem, problem number 128. So basically, what the question means, like we have an unsorted array or unordered array, which contains the numbers, okay, and the numbers within the numbers we have to find the longest subsequence numbers, or you can say count of longest subsequence numbers. So basically, what is subsequence? Like if we have the number into a consecutive like 1, 2, 3, 4 available into the array, it's not like mandatory it's to be the sorted order or like kind of things in some order. It's a basically unsorted order array. So basically, we have to find the longest consecutive subsequence. So let's take, I will explain with the help of example. Like we have a array, okay, and in this array we are as we know, like we have only consecutive like 1, 2, 3, 4, and if it comes to 100, so there is no consecutive like 100 plus 100 plus 2, there is no available. 200, 201, 202, no available. So when go, and if we start with the 4, after 4 we have not available, but when we come to the 1, so we have available all the numbers, like consecutive numbers what we need in available at here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I will go with the three approaches, like brute approach, beta approach, and the optimal approach. With the brute approach, I will go like how do we solve, like with the like big of n square. And beta approach, I will let you know about how when we sort the array. After sorting the array, how can we solve this with the help of big of n plus log n. And third is the approach, we are using the set, okay, and also the we are also using the set which contain the big O of n complex space complexity and the time complexity to resolve this. That is a big O of n. So let's start with the brute force approach. Okay, in the brute force approach, so what happened, like we have a number like 100, and we will check like is there any number which is available 100 plus 100 plus 2 at available or not. We iterate all the numbers within it, and then we iterate the again the loop. We are checking the same array with the help of while loop, like the next number is available or not. If there's any next number is available, then we increasing the count. Then after that we will check either the longest number, like longest subsequence is any count is greater than longest, so we will assign into the longest. So let's start with the pseudocode. So what are the pseudocode? Like if we have a like we are iterating the loop 0 to n, okay, then we check first we have a number 100. So we will check in the while loop while 100 plus 1 is available or not. 100 plus 1 is available, so there is no 100 plus 1 is available. So then we come to the 4. Then we check any 4 plus 1 is available or not. So this 4 plus 1 is not available. When we come to the 200, so is there any number which 200 plus available or not? No, we don't have. Is Then we come to the 1. Is there any number 1 plus 1 is available? So yes. So what we do, we are increasing the count. So basically at the starting, we are taking the count is equals to 1, and we are increasing the count plus plus. And then we do, and again we what we do, we are whatever the present number we are taking, so this is the present number, okay, so we are also increasing the present number, present plus plus. So that thing we do, and after that what we do, we are finding the longest equals to max count comma longest. Okay, so that thing we do. So let's start with the code. So first of all, we are writing the code with the function name like longest consecutive subsequence nums. Okay, console.log. Then we are finding some longest consecutive nums. Okay, so that thing we do. After that, what we do, we are iterating the nums basically. First of all, we are taking the global array, that is a not global. We are taking the some scope variable longest equals to 0. Okay, for we are using the for of loop, let num of nums. Okay, then after that we are doing like let count equals to 1, and let present, or we can say current num equals to num. Okay, so then we check while current num, or I think we, yeah, current num, we are taking it current num dot includes, sorry, that is a current num, we are taking it, and that is a nums current num plus 1. So what we do count plus plus, we are increase, sorry, first of all we are doing current num equals to num current num plus plus, and then after that what we do count plus plus. And then what we do, we are checking like longest, as I say, maximum and count is greater than longest, so we assign into that part. Longest is equals to mat dot max count comma longest, return longest. Okay, so that is a 4, we are getting the 9. Okay, so this is 4 and this is 9. Okay, one more thing I want to add. I'm using the Google Doc, or you can say any. I don't use any code text editor. I simply use a text, like simple text editor, not any code text editor, because I don't want any autocomplete for like making good practices. This is very good as compared to the for like in on the code text editor, because in the good companies, or you can say in the product based company, they are mostly taking code test only on the docs instead of the any code editor. Yeah, so even when you go to the read code, so it's also not provide the any autocomplete. Okay, but why do I use for like, because it will provide some color, so might be I get to know like what kind of things I am writing. So that's why I just want to write the totally raw code. So that's why I'm using the Google Docs. So if you want, so you can use also it. But for my practice, so that's why I'm using the Google Docs. So let's come to the so what are the time complexity of this approach? The time complexity of this approach is big O of n square. And what are the space complexity? That is a big O of 1. Okay, so why it is like big O of n square? Because we are iterating the loop of n, then we check num dot includes num plus 1. So every time we are includes, so big O of n square, that's why we are using it. Okay, now let's come to the second approach, that is a better approach. Okay, now better approach. Okay, within the better approach, what we do, what happens like if we sorting the array, then we check either the number is consecutive or not. But there is a catch. There is also the repetitive number. So how do I ignore it? We are ignoring it like first of all, we are basically are taking a like pointer, that is a name is much smaller. Okay, let's take an example of this because it contains some repetitive number, and we will also some like increasing the duplicate number as well, like 1 comma 1 2 comma 2. Okay, so let's start with the 0. Okay, when we start with the 0, and is there any number which is a rush smaller? Rush smaller means like minus 1. Is there any number which is minus 1? So there is not, so we are to assign into the rush smaller. Then after that rush smaller, we will check, uh, we will come to the next number. Okay, is there any number which is like 3 minus 1, that is 2? No. So this is also we are assigning this 3. At the same, we are doing like 3, yes, 2 is available. Then we iterating the loop 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so just imagine like if we have a 0 number, we are taking into the last smaller. Then we check, is there any number which is greater than 1? Right, yeah, right now, yes, 1. Is there any number greater than 2? Yes. Is there any number which is plus 1 of 2? Yes. Is there any number which is plus 1 of 3? Yes. 4. Is there any number which is plus 1 of 4? Yes. Is there any number plus 1 of 5? Yes. Is there any number plus 1 of 6? Yes. Is there any number plus 1 of 7? Yes. Okay, plus 1 is, it is not ever. When is come to the 3, but when we come to the 3 will start, but when we see like there is a count of equals to, that is a 9. Okay, that is a 9. But when we start with the 3, what are the count? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a count. That is a 6. Okay, and in the longest, whatever the maximum count, we are assigned into the longest part. Longest equals to 9. Okay, is the longest, that is also there is the longest is 9, and so on. We are coming to the 3, 7, 7, 2, 5. So which is basically less than or less than is 9. So basically we are taking as the longest equals to 9. Okay, so let's write the code of it. So as I say, like we are iterating the loop for loop big O of sorry, 0 to n. Okay, then we taking the last smaller minimum integer, we are taking it. Okay, that time what we check, we are iterating the loop. Last smaller is come to above side. Okay, then after that, what we do, we are checking like last smaller, if last smaller uh, equals to num minus 1. So what we do, we are doing last smaller equals to num. Sorry for my typo error, because I'm okay. Let me last smaller equals to num. Okay, then after that num, what we do, we are increasing the count as well, count plus plus. So there we are taking a count, whatever the number we are starting, every time we are taking the count 1, count equals to 1. And here the last smaller is always a global, so we are taking the count 1. And else what we do, okay, so there is one more thing, we have to assign this count equals to 0. So when we start the loop, so there is no any number when we start from the 0, so there is no. So what we do, any number which is minus 1 of 0, so if the smaller not equals to num, so what we do, last smaller equals to smaller, what we take equals to count, we assign it equals to 1. Okay, so that thing we are doing it. And after that we are checking like longest equals to max of longest comma count. So that thing we do. So let's write the code. Okay, so we are copy paste the above code and we are using it. Okay, just remove. Count equals to 0. Okay, then what we do, that okay, we have to remove this loop as well. I think this loop. Okay, let count equals to 0, and count, then after that last smaller, we are taking the minimum integer. Okay, so number dot min safe integer, min safe integer. Then after that we are coming longest. Okay, and what we do, if last smaller equals to num minus 1, and what we do, and else, then if again, and again what we do at here, and if the smaller not equals to num. Okay, so as I say, if 0 uh, if there is any no number, like last smaller is not number, then the condition is if last smaller is not equals to num. Okay, before this condition will check 0 minus 1 is available, no, then it comes at here, then it will check last smaller not equals to num. So last smaller is minimum safe, and which is not equals to num. So what we do, we are assigning the 0 at here, last smaller equals to 0 means like first index element. Okay, so last smaller equals to num, and then we are also give the count equals to 1. Okay, and if there is any number last smaller equals to num, so 3 is available. No. So again, it will come into the reassign at here, and 2 is available at here. So for 3, what happened, like num minus 1 is available. So after that, what happened, like class smaller equals to, if 3 is available. Okay, so there is one more thing I want to forget, like nums dot sort a comma b a minus b. So we have to sort it first. This approach is apply on the sorting array in the ascending order. So last smaller, because we want to stay away from the, like if we have a like 1 comma 1. So if we want to remove the duplicacy, so that time we are using that one. Okay, so 1 comma 1 when we are using it. So we are taking this example. So whenever 1 is coming, 1 is equals to 1 minus 1 equals to 0 equals to last smaller, that is not. So this condition is come at here, then it will value assign. And last smaller 1 minus 1 is then last smaller is equals to 1, and that is a last smaller, that is a 1. Okay, and we check the next sum, that is a 1. Okay, so 1 minus 1 equals to 0, which is equals to this one, no. So this condition is again fair and come at here, we are assigning the last number, that is a 1. And when we come again at here, then last smaller equals to 1. Okay, and num is 0, 0 minus 1 is not, so we are assigning the value at here, last smaller is equals to 0. Okay, then we are coming at here again, and we are coming then 3, we are starting from the 3 again. Okay, so 3, that is last smaller is equals to 3. So last smaller is equals to 3, and num minus 1, that is 2, is available not. Okay, so we are starting with the 7. Okay, 7, then we starting with the 2. Okay, and if we are starting with the 8. Okay, 3, so 7, last smaller equals to num minus 1. Num minus 1, whenever we assign the one number, and 1 minus 1 is 0. Sorry, num we are taking, that is a 0. So last smaller is, like if we are taking a 6 number. Okay, and 6 number it is, nums dot sort num last smaller equals to num minus 1. 6 minus 1. Okay, so basically we are into the sorting error. Sorry for this, for this gap. Okay, I got a little bit. So we have a this. So this is a sorted array, 0 comma 0 comma 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 1 2 3 comma 4 5 6 7 8. 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so when we come to the 0, so we have a 0 minus 1, no, so it will come into the this one again, we have a 0. So if there is any number like minus 1, no, so again last smaller equals to 0 and count equals to 1. Is there 1? So last smaller is contain the this one, num minus 1 equals to 0. Yes, last smaller is equals to 0. So what will be assigning the num, and then we increasing the count, plus plus. Okay, now we are coming to the 1. Is there any number like 1? No. So we are again, last small is not equals to num. So whenever we last small is not equals to num, so we will iterate the 1. Then we come to the 2, and 2 minus 1 last small equals to 1. Yes, that is a 1. So that is a 2, and count plus plus we are doing. Then after that, we are iterating the same loop, and we are running the code right now.